Morning television usually follows a comforting rhythm: warm lights, easy smiles, and the kind of conversations that feel like coffee with familiar friends. On this particular morning, though, the routine quietly slipped into something far more memorable the moment Kelly Ripa stepped onto the set beside her husband, Mark Consuelos. The audience noticed it instantly. Not because anything was wrong, but because Kelly herself burst into laughter before she even reached her chair. Mark turned toward her with a puzzled grin, the kind of look spouses give each other when they sense a story is about to unfold. He tried to keep his composure, greeting the crowd like always, yet his eyes kept drifting back to Kelly as if silently asking, "What happened this time?" Kelly tried to speak but couldn't stop laughing. The more she attempted to explain, the more the audience laughed with her. Finally, she took a breath and admitted that her morning had been unusually chaotic. Alarms snoozed too many times, wardrobe changes happening faster than planned, and a last-second dash to make it to the stage on time. Mark leaned closer, studying her outfit with exaggerated seriousness. "Oh," he said, pausing dramatically. "So today we're embracing the element of surprise." The audience erupted. Kelly covered her face, half embarrassed and half amused, while Mark shook his head like a man who had learned long ago that life with her never followed a predictable script. She explained that during the rush, she thought everything was perfectly styled. Under studio lights and a live audience, though, she realized she had stepped out before one small detail was fully set the way she intended. Nothing inappropriate, just not quite the polished look she had pictured in her head. Instead of panicking backstage or delaying the show, she made a decision: walk out anyway. Mark laughed and admitted he didn't notice at first. What caught his attention was her expression, that unmistakable smile she gets when she knows something unexpected has already happened and there's no turning back. "You know," he told her, "after all these years, I should recognize that smile as a warning." She replied that being married to him for so long meant she trusted he'd help her laugh through anything. He pretended to think about it and said he would consider it part of his job description: emotional support and occasional fashion consultant. The crowd loved the playful back and forth, but what made the moment special was the ease between them. They weren't just hosts filling airtime, they were partners sharing a real morning mishap. Kelly confessed she debated fixing it before walking out, but the clock was ticking and the stage manager was counting down. In live television, hesitation means missing the moment, so she chose honesty over perfection. Mark nodded, saying the funniest part of working together was that surprises never happened separately. If something unexpected occurred, they both experienced it in real time, along with millions of viewers. He joked that marriage had trained him well for live broadcasting. You learn to adapt quickly, stay calm, and always keep a sense of humor ready. Kelly pointed out that his calm reaction was exactly why she didn't worry. Even if things went off plan, he wouldn't make it uncomfortable, he'd make it funny. Mark smiled softly and answered that after decades together, embarrassment really wasn't possible anymore. They'd seen each other during early auditions, exhausting schedules, travel disasters, and everyday life. A slightly imperfect outfit didn't even rank on the list. The audience responded with a warm awe, and Kelly playfully rolled her eyes but couldn't hide her grin. They continued chatting about how often mornings spiral into chaos for anyone: lost keys, mismatched socks, rushing out the door, and how relatable those moments actually are. The difference is most people don't discover it under bright studio lights. Kelly admitted she once believed television required flawless presentation, but over time she realized viewers connect more with authenticity than perfection. A tiny mistake often makes people feel closer, not further away. Mark agreed, saying audiences can sense when something is real, and real moments usually become the ones people remember. He teased that he might start intentionally mismatching his wardrobe just to compete for attention. Kelly laughed and warned him she'd refuse to sit next to him if he did. Their playful banter shifted into a sweet reflection about working together every day. Mark said the best part wasn't the jokes or even the audience applause, it was sharing small everyday experiences side by side. Even a hectic morning became a story they could tell together. Kelly responded that being able to laugh with your partner at 9 a.m. on live television felt like a pretty good sign for a marriage. Mark answered, "It's either that or we've officially stopped being embarrassed around each other." She nudged him, saying that comfort was exactly what made it fun. There's freedom in knowing the other person won't judge you for a human moment. The conversation naturally drifted into how relationships grow stronger through ordinary situations rather than grand gestures. A forgotten detail, a shared laugh, a supportive glance. Those are the memories that last longer than perfectly rehearsed lines. Mark admitted he actually appreciated the surprise because it broke routine. Live broadcasts can become predictable, but moments like this remind everyone the show is happening right now, not recorded hours earlier. Kelly added that unpredictability keeps her energized. If everything went perfectly every day, it would feel mechanical. Instead, small surprises keep it exciting. They finished the topic with a lighthearted agreement. Tomorrow, they would both double-check everything before walking out. Probably. The audience laughed because they knew that promise wouldn't last long. By the end of the morning, what began as a simple wardrobe misstep turned into a charming exchange, part comedy, part romance, entirely genuine. No embarrassment lingered, only the feeling that viewers had shared a real slice of their life together. Sometimes television's most memorable moments aren't carefully planned segments. They're the seconds when people forget the cameras and simply react as themselves. And on that morning, a rushed start, a quick decision, and a shared sense of humor reminded everyone why watching them feels less like a program and more like spending time with a couple who truly enjoys each other's company. If moments like this make you smile, the laughter, the chemistry, the everyday surprises, then you already know why audiences keep coming back. Real connection never needs a script, and the best stories often begin with something completely unplanned.